After spending 22 years outside the Premier League, Ipswich Town is returning to the top tier of English football. During this time, the club went through many turbulent moments, leaving fans with little hope for a bright future. However, never say never, as Ipswich's history proves perfectly. Ipswich Town was founded as an amateur club in 1878, but they achieved professional status only in 1936. 2 years later, they were invited to join the Football League, where they played in the 3rd Division South. It wasn't until 1952 that they managed to achieve the long-awaited promotion, but their stay in the 2nd Division was short-lived, as they were relegated back after just 1 year. To change their fortunes, Alf Ramsey was appointed as manager, a decision that would prove pivotal in the history of the Tractor Boys. In 1956, Ipswich immediately returned to the 2nd Division, and in the 1960-61 season, they advanced to the 1st Division. Many believed Ipswich Town were merely lucky and would soon return to their previous level, but Alf Ramsey's team proved them wrong. Their debut season in the top flight became legendary not only for the club but also for English football, as they clinched the championship. The FA was impressed with Ramsey's achievements and invited him to manage the England national team, a move that unfortunately led to Ipswich's decline. In 1964, they were relegated back to the 2nd Division. A new chapter in the club's history began in January 1969 when Bobby Robson arrived at Ipswich Town. He turned Ipswich into a force to be reckoned with, leading them to victory in the 1978 FA Cup, which became a catalyst for further success. In 1979, they thrashed Manchester United 6-0, and during the 1980-81 season they transformed their incredible on-field performances into a trophy, specifically the UEFA Cup, which they won in 2 phenomenal final matches against AZ Alkmaar. Like Alf Ramsey before him, Robson's success with Ipswich led to his appointment as manager of the England national team, resulting in their relegation to the 2nd Division in 1986. In subsequent years, Ipswich managed to return to the elite division of English football, now reformed as the Premier League, on 2 occasions. The first return came in 1992, and despite being a below-average team, they held their own until 1995, when they were relegated again. However, after a 5-year absence, they made a comeback to the Premier League. Upon their return, they surprised everyone by contending until the last match of the season for a spot in the Champions League, ultimately settling for the UEFA Cup. Many believed Ipswich could establish themselves as a solid mid-table team in the Premier League. However, their UEFA Cup commitments affected their league performances, leading to their return to the 1st Division. These setbacks caused financial difficulties for the club, nearly leading to bankruptcy and necessitating external administration. In 2007, English businessman Marcus Evans became the majority owner of the club. Thanks to him, the club managed to clear its debts and receive significant investments to strengthen the squad. Despite this, the team did not achieve significant results, leading to Jim Maggleton being replaced by Roy Keane. Keane managed to improve the team's performance towards the end of the season, finishing in 9th place. However, the following season proved challenging, resulting in a 15th place finish. Consequently, the club parted ways with Keane in January 2011. Mick McCarthy took over and over 6 seasons transformed Ipswich into a mid-table team. Ultimately, in 2019, they were relegated to League One. Following relegation, numerous unpleasant details about the club's financial state emerged, with debts totaling £100 million. This sparked anger among fans and protests demanding the club's management step down, which eventually occurred. In 2021, Ipswich was sold to the American investment company ORG, which gradually began to rectify the club's situation with sponsorship of a longtime fan of the club, Ed Sheeran. They retained Paul Cook as the team manager, and under his leadership, Ipswich finished the season in 9th place. Despite making quality summer transfers, Ipswich Town struggled in the first half of the 2021-22 season, leading to the dismissal of Paul Cook. Initially, the club's leadership sought an experienced manager capable of guiding teams to higher leagues, but quickly abandoned this idea. Instead, they decided to concentrate on finding a young manager around whom they could build a long-term project. This led them to favor the candidacy of Kieran McKenna. Despite lacking managerial experience, his ideas resonated well with the club, and they believed he was the person they had been searching for. But who exactly is Kieran McKenna before Ipswich? He was a talented player and even had a brief spell in Tottenham's youth team, but a serious hip injury forced the Northern Irishman to end his playing career. However, he remained in football and initially worked in Spurs Academy. In 2016, he moved to Manchester United, where he became the manager of the U18 team. In 2018, Mourinho recognized his potential and appointed him as an assistant. McKenna continued in this role through Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's and Ralf Rangnick's tenures. He himself has said that his time at Manchester United helped shape his understanding of the game, which he has since been able to implement at Ipswich. Describing Kieran McKenna's coaching style, he clearly favors intensive football, with a strong focus on rapid transitions from defense to attack and constant flank overloads. This approach allows Ipswich to adeptly dismantle any team's defense by utilizing the width and exploiting free zones. In the final phase, they saturate the central vertical areas, emphasizing short passing and creating opportunities for finishing. In his debut season with Ipswich, Kieran McKenna surprised not only his players with detailed tactical analyses of opponents and game preparations, but also the club's management. He declined expensive transfers and instead requested funding be directed towards the club's infrastructure. Under McKenna's guidance in their first 10 matches, they won 7 of them. Despite their strong performance, the season's start marred their final league position, finishing 11th. Many understood Ipswich wouldn't stay long in League One, a prediction they eventually confirmed. In the 2022-23 season, they scored 101 goals and secured second place in the League One. In the new season, they continued their approach with minimal transfer expenditures. 2 players particularly flourished under McKenna. At the time on loan, Omari Hutchinson integrated excellently into the team's tactical setup, scoring 10 goals, prompting the club to buy him from Chelsea on permanent contract. The second player is left-back Leif Davis, a key player in Ipswich's attacking build-up. He provided 21 assists, becoming the championship's top assist provider. Additionally, the bench plays a crucial role at Ipswich, as McKenna emphasizes readiness to change games and tactical schemes at any moment. Thus, every substitute is valued as much as a starting player. This approach led Ipswich to second place and their return to the Premier League. While everyone understands Ipswich may not win the Premier League, for the club's fans, it's important that after 22 years, they have returned to the elite tier. The team's performance inspires hope that they can establish themselves there for years to come. The history of Ipswich Town and their success is an example of the perfect coaching vision to team development. Looking at the club's current success through the prism of Alf Ramsey and Bobby Robson's triumphs, one cannot help but think that Kieran McKenna is the perfect manager to continue the club's glorious tradition of success. Despite modern football being different from the old times, one wants to believe that in the world of big money and multi-club structures, there is still room for clubs like Ipswich. Moreover, the fact that their main sponsor is the #1 pop singer not only in Britain but also worldwide will bring the club even more fans who will care about the fate of the club from Suffolk. In my opinion, the club will be able to compete for a place in the mid-table, and if they are a bit lucky, even secure a spot in the Conference League. If you, like me, have been watching the Championship and saw how Ipswich played, they will certainly be able to pleasantly surprise those who haven't seen what they are capable of, especially considering they don't have widely known names in their squad. What are your thoughts on Ipswich and their chances of staying in the Premier League this season? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm eager to read them. In the meantime, thank you for watching. I highly recommend checking out some of my other videos like football clubs friendships and the celebrities who own football clubs, as you can see on your screen. My name is Ole, love this game. I'll see you next time.